Hey, welcome to all of you replayers. Hey, to motivate. That looks like Lisa Nichols. Welcome, Joy, LD, TSI girl. Type in your name in the comment section so I can tell who you are. Whoops, hang on a sec. Got me broadcasting in the background there. So I can see who you are and say hi to you. Latoya, how are you? Matt Gill, Millie from Chicago, Tumbelina, I like that name. Tumbelina, LD, oh great, I'm great, thank you. Shalika from Seattle, Coach Erica, Sally here, excellent. So today we're going to be talking about launches. You can see this is my war room. This is my video room. Check this out. This is really cool. So this is my space. Let me go from one corner, and you can see all this space that I have behind me. Do you like the floor? My team wasn't sure on the flooring, and I said absolutely not. We need that floor. So this is like my video room. Happy Tuesday, Siam. Thank you very much. Love the floor. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, it's so cool. So this is my room to do videos. We don't have the backdrop and the cameras all set up right now. It's in a storage room back there. But I step into this space and I just feel fantastic. I mean, check it out. We got windows back there. I don't know if you can see through the glare. Yeah, it's a huge room, Siam. We got another window over here. I am at the busiest corner of my city, which is cool to an extent. I don't know if you saw the big cement truck that just went by, which is really cool because there's life here. But then sometimes it's not so cool because every ambulance goes through that corner. So when I'm doing phone calls or webinars or what have you, there's like a lot of background noise. So thank you all for showing up. I'm going to get started here in just a minute. I'm taking you guys on a little tour of my new place. Here's an office, a yet-to-be-filled office. And here's a little storage room right there. There's where I got all my lights and audio equipment and all that stuff. Now, I actually had this room built. Hey there, Cecilia. Hello from Toronto. D-Best, thank you. Type in your name, and I appreciate it. Susie says, go, Daddy, go. Susie's been in this room. Type in your name so I can see who you are, not just your handle. But I actually had this space built because this is my office. And I got an office which just maybe 10 months ago, so I've been working out of my house for almost 10 years. And I just decided it was time. I got coaching from Susie Carter, Motivating the Masses, and it was time to separate my business from my personal life. And so I got a cool office, and it's kind of hard to see right now. I got a lot of the lights off, so we got a break room there. We got another office there. Here's a workspace for my assistants, and we're making a bunch of CDs right now and sending them all out. We've got a little storage area over there, and then here's where I do my work in my office, which is right here. And there you go. You can see the that busy street back there as well. Yes, I love Motivating the Masses too. Got a be, do, live quote. Some of you might know the story behind that. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a little tour of my office. And today we're going to be talking about launches. Now, before I get started, I have to let you know that my accounts got messed up on Periscope. So you might be a follower, you might have been a follower of mine before, but they switched the links. So you might not be a follower of mine anymore. So if you do want to follow me, swipe left, I think, and then scroll up or scroll down, and I think there's a place for you to follow me. But I just don't want to lose any of you guys, so I want to stay connected to you guys. This is really concerning me when I knew that my accounts were going to get switched up. Somebody says, what's your job? You missed the first part of the video. Actually, you didn't miss it because I didn't say it. My name is Sean Smith. I'm a coach. I'm an author, a speaker, a trainer. I do a lot of work with coaches, helping coaches build their coaching business. I've got a couple niches in the Mary Kay world, and I've got a niche in the multi-level marketing world, and we do some speaker training. I'm the director of coaching for Motivating the Masses. So I've got a bunch of different hats, and today we're going to be talking about launches. Yeah, that's why, Devet, you had to follow me again because my accounts got flipped. So those of you that were on one account, you then got transferred over to my Pink Caddy Coach account, which is great if you sell Mary Kay, but it's not great if you wanted to learn all of this stuff. So just make sure that that you're connected with me if you want to still follow me. So today we're going to be talking about a launch that I have coming up. And this launch is in one of my niches. How are you going to make 100K? Right, I'm going to tell you about that, Val. And I don't know if I will, but I'm going to try my best. So this launch is coming up. Hang on one sec. Let me get rid of this here. And so this launch is coming up. It's in one of my niche markets, and we're going to go for it. We're going to go for this big time. I think you should just sell Mary Kay then. Yeah, I can definitely do that, Joy. I appreciate you. You're one of my favorite people of all time. So here's the deal. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm just going to talk to you. No, I'm not going to sell rockets. That little icon was just because we're going to launch, right? We're going to launch. So yes, we're speaking it into the universe. And if you have followers that might want to, might be interested in the launch conversation, go ahead and share this if you want to share it, if your followers would like that. You know, when I first started out on Periscope, I was really going after a lot of hearts and a lot of followers and a lot of shares and hello from Atlanta. And yeah, that's important, but what I've realized is that quality is better than quantity. So, it's not about just having a bunch of followers and having a bunch of hearts and having a bunch of shares unless the people that are watching you are, your ideal clients and people that are really interested in it. So it looked like Lisa Nichols just shared the broadcast. So welcome to all of you coming over from Lisa Nichols. And if you are interested in this and you want to follow me, then go ahead and follow me. All right, let me get into the content here. And I'm going to turn this around. A network marketing niche. And the launch, the program that we're going to be selling is called Recruiting Mastery. If you want to check out, if you want to get on the list as though you're one of the people that we're going to sell to, you can go there to eliteleadersnetwork.com, and what you'll see right now, at least as I'm filming this, is a registration page for a webinar that's actually starting in about an hour and a half from now. So we're getting ready to start this launch literally within the next couple hours. Now, if you want more behind-the-scenes lessons of what I'm going to tell you, what my mistakes were, what we did really right, etc., if you just want to watch the launch, then go here. Go to WatchMyLaunch.com, sign up there, and then you'll get my emails when I do a video, when I do a blog entry. This is the mistake that we made, this is the lesson that we learned, and I'm going to share with you sort of a behind-the-scenes look of what we're doing in this launch. Now, we are going after a six-figure launch. And the reason we're going after a six-figure launch is because we did it last year. I'm going to turn around for a second. Turn the screen around. So I did a launch last year in one of my niches, just the Mary Kay niche. And I did this thing called WatchMyLaunch, and my goal was to make $40,000 because I had just signed up for a big coaching program, and I wanted to make some of the money back. So I wanted to make $40,000, and then I thought it'd be really cool to do this WatchMyLaunch thing so people can watch me as I do the launch, and I can share with them. And I knew that if I was sharing with them what I was doing, then I would be on the line too from accountability standpoint, public accountability. So I threw out this WatchMyLaunch thing. At the last second, I said, I want to do $50,000. And my goal was $40,000, but I said 50 out in the public. And then, my goal was out there. I spoke it out into the universe. I truly didn't know if I could even do 40. The most I had ever done on a launch was about 25 in that niche. But I said I was going to do 50, and so I went after it. And I spent about 3 weeks inside that launch and really worked at it, tried some things I'd never tried before, did some things I'd never done before. And because I really stayed focused, we hit our goal. My goal was 50,000. I hit that goal literally 1 hour before the program started. And then, because of the momentum I had built up, we had another $50,000 come in after the program started. So I was selling a group coaching program, right? So after the program started, because of all the momentum and people checking their emails 5 days later and asking questions of us, etc., we had the same amount of people join after the program started as before the program started. So overall, the launch did over $100,000. Now my goal was 40, and we did over 100. So this year, I can't go back down to 40. I can't even go back down to 50. So this year, we're actually going to go for $100,000. And what I want to tell you in this video is just what I'm thinking about, and we're going to do something called a SWOT analysis. And I want to tell you what are the 4 areas heading into this launch that I'm thinking about so you can learn from yourself. Hold on a sec. Let me turn this around. All right. And just because of the time that I have, and we're starting a webinar very soon, I'm not going to be engaging in as many of the questions that you send in, like right now on the comments. If you ask me questions, if you join that list at WatchMyLaunch.com and then ask questions via email, I'll get to them. I just don't want to prolong the video. Plus, I'm launching soon, like in 90 minutes. So I gotta get off this scope pretty soon. So anyway, this is the Recruiting Mastery launch. Now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go through SWOT here in a second. This is going to be a little bit different because I'm going after a different audience. Now, this is still in the direct sales world, but it's not Mary Kay only. It is the entire industry of direct sales. Now, most of my people are still in the Mary Kay space, and so we're going to see how this works in doing a launch for the Mary Kay ladies, but in a general sense, right? So now I'm inviting them not to a Mary Kay only program, but to a direct sales program. So anyway, I want to go through, and I'll explain more of the program as we go through this analysis here. Recruiting Mastery is the name of the program. It's going to be a 10-week group coaching program. I haven't created it yet. I actually have a partner with me in this launch. I was by myself teaching last year, but this year I have a partner named Margie. Her and I have done some work together, but we've never done a launch like this. So SWOT is where you take a look at 4 areas: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. S.W.O.T. So the strengths of this particular launch is we have fantastic content. We really do well with our teaching. We have some distinction in the market. There's not a lot of people. There's no man-woman combination, at least not very many, out there that we know of. And they don't teach the same things that we teach in the way that we teach them. So we have a lot of distinction in the market. The price point is going to be relatively low. We're going to sell this program at $195. I'm going to write this up here. $195. Now, a lot of people say, you're crazy. If you're going to put this much energy into doing a launch, you should sell it at $1,000 or $2,000. Most launches are around that price point. But here's the thing. We're dealing with a different space here. We're dealing with a different clientele. These people are not used to spending $1,000 or $2,000 for an audio program or information product. So we have to bring the price down to meet them where they are. But the other thing is this. Our goal is to get 500 buyers, and then at the end of the program, there's going to be more upsells at the end. So we're going to take a lot of these people that love what we do, and we're going to put them into private coaching programs. Now, those coaching programs will be $3,000, $5,000, $6,000, but we want to create a funnel of buyers. And that's one of the things that you've got to be strategic around with your launch is don't just think about, how much money can you make on the front end of the launch. Think about the entire strategy and where you're going and what are you going to give people after the launch. So anyway, we've got a $195 price point. One of our strengths is creating community. We're really good at creating a tribe and nurturing that community. Last year's success is one of the strengths because I know what worked last year. I've got some ideas that I'm going to apply to this year. Some of the weaknesses that we have. Yes, big picture, Marshall. Absolutely. That's key, man. So one of the 3 weaknesses that I've identified, we have a very lean team. And when I say a lean team, it's really just Margie and I am the one behind the scenes doing pretty much all the technical stuff. I'm writing the emails. I'm putting the webinars together. I'm making the emails link with the webinars, with the automated systems and all that stuff. So I am basically all everything in the business, customer service, all of that stuff. We just hired somebody yesterday to do social media, Tina Pettis at Tenacious. If you don't know her, follow her. She's amazing. You can search her on Twitter or right here on Periscope at Tina, T-E-N-A, Pettis. But besides that, it's like all on me. So we have a very lean team, and Margie is still actively, working her business, and she teaches, but I'm doing primarily everything behind the scenes. And the other thing is, in all honesty, and I hate admitting this, but we haven't nurtured our list very well. So they haven't gotten a lot of blog videos from us. They haven't gotten a lot of articles from us. Now, Tina Pettis is going to help us fix that problem so that we are nurturing going forward. But in all reality, that's just the truth. And then we don't have a whole lot of affiliates. What makes launches really work a lot of times is they have a lot of affiliates and promotional partners mailing out for them. We don't have very many. The O stands for opportunities. The opportunities we have for this launch is even though we don't have a lot of partnerships, we are bringing on a few new partnerships this time with some big players with some big lists. Now, they say they're going to email. We never know if they're actually going to email, but there's a very big possibility if everything goes right. So that's a big opportunity. And then with some independent contractors, primarily Tina Pettis that I mentioned, to handle our social media. We have a new product, which is exciting. We've never done a product on recruiting before. We've done a product on general business building as well as advanced leadership and coaching, but never this particular product. So it gives us an ability to create a splash out there in the marketplace and create a buzz. So that's exciting and really have a new flagship product. And then new learning for the whole launch, right? I mean, just because we did really well last year doesn't mean we're going to do really well this year. And that's actually the first threat. Last year's success could end up being a threat because I have to make sure that I don't rest on what happened last year because it's a new crowd, it's a new offer, it's a new time of the year. There are too many variables for me to bank on the people buying last year, buying this year, or the same kind of patterns for people buying this year. So I need to make sure that I don't, drop my guard, and I need to stay plugged in, and I need to stay present, and I don't just take last year's success and think that it's going to translate into this year, because that'll be really, really dangerous. And that's one of the things that I have, a few other team members watching around. And then finally, or these last two things, we do have a very short time frame. Somebody just said, "What's your scope about?" If you're just joining us, my name is Sean Smith. I'm a coach and I teach marketing for coaches, and I'm getting ready to start a launch in one of my niche markets, literally in 90 minutes from now or less. We start our first webinar, and I just wanted to share behind the scenes with any of you that are in business and you're thinking about doing launches, what we're doing. And there's an opportunity for you to join our list at WatchMyLaunch.com and be on the email list, so that when I send out more videos and I'll tell you what's going on during the launch and I'll tell you what we did wrong. And last year I did a webinar, not a single person bought. And so I did a whole video on what I did wrong, and I realized, the technical stuff I did wrong, etc. So if you're into this thing, if it'd be valuable for you, for the next 5 weeks, we're going to be inside this launch. And if you go to WatchMyLaunch.com, you can join the list and you can get all the learning as it's taking place from behind the scenes. So the last two threats are, it's a very short time frame. We literally decided about 6 days ago that we're going to do this launch, and we're starting today. Maybe 8 days ago. I might be exaggerating just a little bit, but it was less than, it was like a week and a half ago that we decided we were going to do this launch. So a very short time frame. We need to do it though in this month. It's important that we start it in this month because of what's going on in the industry, etc. And I'm also changing the way that we're setting up the launch. We're not doing any videos this year. Last year we did some videos to prime people for the launch. So there are several variables that are different this year. Some of them I'm excited about, some of them I'm concerned about. But who knows? We'll see. I mean, the little boy inside me doesn't want to tell anybody that I have a goal to do $100,000, because that is really, really scary. Last year, if you didn't hear the story, if you joined late, my goal was $40,000. I did this public Watch My Launch campaign, and on the video I said $50,000. I don't know why. I just said that, and then we ended up doing $50,000 just before the program started. But because of all the momentum that happened, we had another $50,000 that came in after we started the program. So my 40,000 goal turned into a 50,000 public goal, turned into a 100,000 launch on a $200 product. So we'll see if this works. I really have no idea, you know, but I'm going to do everything I can to be transparent and real with you guys. I'll share numbers. I'll share everything, good, bad, ugly. And I'm also looking for your input. I mean, if you guys want to contribute, if you have ideas that I haven't thought about, you know, I am all ears. The best place to communicate is right here, WatchMyLaunch.com. There is an opt-in video right there. And, well, actually, the opt-in video is from last year. I'm going to do a new opt-in video because I just had this thought to redo the Watch My Launch today. I'm very impulsive, if you can't figure out, if you haven't figured that out by now. I'm very impulsive. So it's actually last year's video, although it is this year's list. So you'll get put on this year's list, and that's the best plan. If you have questions for me, you can email me right inside of there. Somebody said, how big is your list? That's a great question. We have about a combined 20,000 person list. Last year my list was about, I'm trying to write this down. Last year my list was about 16,000. We did not do much list building intentionally. I hate admitting that, but it's just the truth. We weren't very aggressive with our list building. And yeah, you're welcome, Gannett. Thank you for the question. So this year we have 20,000. Now, if you missed the earlier part of the video, we haven't been nurturing this list all that well. So I'm concerned about that. And that's quantity versus quality, right? So anyway, if you want to join the list as a prospect, this is the opt-in page that we're going to be sending all of our traffic to over the next 5 weeks. EliteLeadersNetwork.com. We're going to do webinars this week. We're going to do teleseminars the next week. We're going to do email marketing the following week. We're going to do Q&A. We're going to do Periscopes. You know, we're going to do a lot over the next 5 weeks. And my intention, hold on, let me flip this camera around. For me, my intention is to put this out there with some public accountability to make me step up my game, right? Because I know there's going to be people watching. And then number two is I want to help you, you know, and if you don't have a 20,000 person list, you know, fine. You can still use the shell of the launch, or you can catch an idea that we do. You can add to one of your launches that might just make your launch more successful. I want you to understand what we're thinking. What we're thinking and what we're trying doesn't necessarily always equate to results. And the thing with launches is, I think the most important part of launches is not the pregame game plan. It's the in-game audibles. It's the in-game adjustments that have to happen. So I want to share all of those with you guys. If you're interested, go to WatchMyLaunch.com. And if you have any questions right now, I'll field a few questions. I don't even know what time it is. I know I got a webinar starting in probably an hour and 15 minutes or so. But if you have any quick questions right now, go ahead and type them in, and I'll address some of them. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys being here. I look forward to sharing, you know, the wins, the losses, the lessons, the learnings, what I would do differently, what you should do differently, etc. On Watch My Launch campaign. And we'll do, you know, a few more scopes here as well. Awesome, Gaynette. Go ahead and sign in and let me know that you signed in. The product is a group coaching program. It's a 10-week group coaching program. We haven't created the product yet. It's going to be a live program. And we're selling it for $195. Or there's a payment plan for $75 times 3. So if they do the payment plan, the total will end up being $225. So we need about 500 sales. You know, we could get to the 100K with like 470 sales, depending on the combination of how many do the full pay and how many do the payment plan. There was a comment there, and it just disappeared before I saw it. So one final minute, if you guys have any other questions or comments before I turn the scope off and immediately head into the other room and get ready for a webinar. Anything else, you guys? All right, I will take that silence to mean that we're complete for now. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the attention and the engagement. And I look forward to bringing you all the lessons that we learned during this launch. So go to WatchMyLaunch.com if you want to see it all. There's the board. Of the active launch. Okay, WatchMyLaunch.com is the behind the scenes for you guys that want to learn about what we're doing with another scope. Bye.